Thank you for coming back to my channel, Mike versus everyone. I'm here to expose the hypocrisy and the insanity going on in this country today. So, let me get started by saying I watched the BLM protest last night on a live stream, and it was the most horrifying thing I've ever seen. Now, I haven't attended any of these rallies or these protests or these riots, so I can't say firsthand. You just see the pictures and the news reports and the YouTube reports. However, last night I was watching a live stream. I think it was in Louisville, and these BLM protesters and riot, whatever you want to call them. There was a little bit of violence at this one I saw last night. There was a bunch of arrests made. But the things these people were saying were the most hateful, angry, disgusting, violent, racist things that I've ever heard come out of anyone's mouth. And I'm not talking about people on the right. I'm not talking about KKK or white supremacy groups or Proud Boys or anything like that. Now, Proud Boys, to me, I don't believe that they're part of any white supremacy groups. But it's the exact opposite. It's BLM and Antifa and these other groups fighting fascism and fighting against Donald Trump and all of his supporters. It's crazy. Do not be fooled by this whole BLM movement. I think the thing that's fooling a lot of people is how Hollywood's getting into it, how all these pro athletes are getting into it. It's all over the NBA and the NFL, and you got all these Hollywood celebrities making videos about this, that, the injustices, the oppression. It's nonsense. Don't buy it. Listen, do your own research. The mainstream media is not going to tell you about it. No one on the left is going to tell you about it. I didn't know about it until I started doing my own research into it, until I looked into the organization BLM itself and what they believed in, and what I found out was horrifying. These people are anti-American. They're racist. They're trained Marxists. Now, I think that some of these people in these protests are out there for a good cause. I think they're blinded by what they see and hear, thinking that there is systemic racism, thinking that there are police officers going out every day hunting people of color. That's garbage. It's nonsense. Now, do we have some racist police officers? Is there some racism in this country? Yeah, it's everywhere. There's shitty people all over the world. But I don't see any conservatives. Now, I've never voted before. I'm voting this year, but I've never voted before. I'm not a conservative, a liberal, Republican, Democrat. I don't identify with any of those things. However, once I started seeing people on the left, the radical left, the extreme left, these liberals, these people that just spew the most vile, hateful content, the people that were wishing death upon the president when he had the coronavirus, these people that are calling anybody that supports Donald Trump a white supremacist or a racist or a bigot. Like, you can't just call people that. These people aren't that. I know a lot of, I have an uncle that one uncle is a Trump supporter, the other one is out of his mind liberal, but he's, makes almost $200,000 a year at his job. He's got a genius, literally tested at a genius IQ. He's a great family guy, very smart, very successful, and he's a Trump supporter. He's not a racist by any stretch of the imagination. He's not a fascist. He's none of this stuff. So it's nonsense. Don't buy it. Do your research. I'm telling you, these people, I was just staring at my laptop screen watching this protest and listening to what these people were saying. How did we get here? How do we get to a point where there are so many people filled with so much hate and rage? Now, I don't believe that it's because there was some law enforcement officers that did some bad things. Now, what happened to George Floyd? That was terrible. That guy's, what are you doing? You can't sit on a guy's neck like that. That was stupid. But there was no part of that showed any kind of racism. And let me explain real quick. I'm going to make this short and sweet. George Floyd was in the car with a couple other people. They get out of the car. They cooperated with the police. They walked away. When the police had George Floyd in the car and he was saying that he was claustrophobic, they said, "We'll put on the AC, we'll roll down the window for you." If they were racist, those other two people probably wouldn't have walked away fine like that, and they probably wouldn't have been so nice to him. So it's all a narrative that it's just a false narrative. So don't buy it. like I said, just if you get a chance, watch one of these live streams of this so you can see for yourself the hate and the vile anger and racism that comes out of these people's mouths. It blows my mind. I don't know how we got here. I don't know how we're gonna get out of here, but it's you got to start thinking of yourself, and do not be afraid to speak up. We got to have more people speaking up standing up for themselves, and not being afraid of the mob, not being afraid of cancel culture. All right, that's my rant for the day. I wanted to make it short and sweet. I just watch one of these streams for yourself. Watch one of these videos for yourself. You're going to be blown away by what goes on. So I'll leave that here. Do me a favor, hit the like button if you like my video, hit the share button if you liked it. Leave me a comment. I want to know what you think. I want to hear some opinions of you people out there. And this is my new YouTube channel. Like I said, I'm covering the hypocrisy and the insanity of what's going on in the country. So subscribe if you want some more content. I got some great things coming down the road. Enjoy the rest of your day.